So this is episode 122.
122?
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna talk about imagination. And we were just talking about why the new Star Wars show is badass. Oh, all the new Star Wars series are good because it exercises. We have like I think something in our brain that loves imaginative stuff,
like a science fiction type of storyline.
Yeah, that's why it's great. And then plus, shout out to Everything Everywhere All at Once because it's probably not a multiverse.
We're gonna do a podcast about that.
Yeah, that's just but the fact that it's like so imaginative, like I think that muscle is important for human development and for enjoyment, and I think it makes us smarter. And that's why I think those shows are important, like Star Wars and stuff like that.
Hey, Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, you like it?
Oh yeah,
I love it.
but yeah, you're right. Because when you have that creative side and that imaginative side, that's
whoa! I love that word.
Imaginative.
Imaginative. Let's bookmark
that.
that.
And then we're like natives to imagination.
Imaginative.
Yeah.
But
I think of it that way,
but
Chris,
the
that's
word,
pretty good.
but I get it. The word I'm looking for is imaginative.
Imaginative. All right, but that's why they have these great wonders and these great structures. Somebody had to come up with this. Nobody just looked at a piece of... Well, they did look at a piece of rock and they came up with it in their own head. Their own imagination created something on this rock, and that's why they made it. Or they looked at a certain site and they saw...
A sculpting thing?
Yeah, or like the great wonders like the St. Basil Cathedral or the Hagia Sophia.
Yeah, it takes imagination to create a church, and those buildings that are so intricate. They're crazy.
When I'm editing this, I'm gonna have to look up those pictures and put them on there because I've never seen them, and that way people can see them.
I'm gonna show you. After this.
They're very well made structures. Even the pyramids.
Imagine the idea to build that stuff. That's
amazing.
amazing.
And everybody has a different imagination. That's
the beauty
makes
of
us
it.
unique.
It's original.
Everybody has
it's original. Even look at the paintings that some of these that were created during the Renaissance, like the Mona Lisa, or that painting with Napoleon. I don't know too much about art history, so can't name some.
But painting in itself, obviously, you take this canvas has nothing on it. Where do you get the ideas from? Your imagination.
The painting,
everything.
And then you got books.
Writing books.
But that changed.
Comics,
I think that evolved us.
Drawing the comic book artist. You know what I'm saying? Like
combining the two. Because I think we
started. I think that's even more part of the imagination is all the comics that have come out over the last 100 years or so.
Mm-hmm. And they never some ideas are recycled, but for the most part, bro, so many new ideas keep coming out. It's crazy.
It's also interpretations of like sometimes they're old stories, like classic Greek stories.
You can even look at animes in that same sense too. There's so many different styles of animes, and how they have so many different styles of how they tell it.
And in the story, they have so much imagination when they're creating that they have hundreds of episodes or hundreds of mangas.
Well, think about this.
Like going and going, like their imagination doesn't stop.
Yeah, think about this. Us being able to talk and vibe on the same level, same topic, and make it sound somewhat interesting to even get like 5 or 10 people to listen. Like, hey, that
20. Shout out to the dude. What is that? A dub? The dub. Much love to the dub.
I thought it was a deuce.
Nah, deuce is 2.
This comes from our imagination. The odd pod. Whatever is something that came from all of us,
Everything was a thought.
Yes.
Everything came from somebody's imagination.
Yes. But from that imagination, it takes a certain special person to turn into reality, or a group of people to turn into reality.
Right.
Because everyone has imagination, but then he's right. It takes a person who has the. What would you put?
Strength, the responsibility, the passion, the
discipline.
The discipline is the word.
To make it happen, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you even got to look at like name the famous pianist or violinist, like those type of people.
Beethoven.
There you go.
Like, there you go.
Beethoven.
Wolfgang. What's his name? Wolfgang.
Amadeus. Bach.
There you go.
Bach. Yeah.
Like the way that they were able to create this music
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Seemingly.
Like I sent you on that Instagram post that I found about that ancient melody that was found in ancient America.
Freestyle rapping.
Bro, it hit.
That's imagination off the dome.
It was like string.
That's like back.
Well, they wrote it, right?
They put it on a stone tablet.
They put it on a stone tablet, so that was like probably a hit back in that time. They're like, oh, this is a banger.
Yeah,
Every time
bro.
we play this, people get laid. We hunt goes well. We're all hyping shit.
They probably were getting drunk,
Possibly.
feasting,
Yeah.
probably partying.
Yeah.
I think
That's the power of the imagination that creates music that inspires people.
And that's from 2,000, almost 2,000 to 3,000 years ago, bro. So that's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool.
And I think imagination is also one of the things that will help you throughout life during hard times, because it'll be your imagination that you can take a situation and flip it, turn it into something else. You can take a situation, look at it like, oh, this is so bad, or look at it like, this is for character development. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta, you know what I mean?
It could also help with, like, solving, like, if you have a drug addiction.
What'd you say?
Like, it can help you solve, like, help you with your drug addiction. And
For
things
sure.
Like that. You treat your imagination or things that you
Yeah.
want to add your addiction, and that you can see the difference. Because to me, what I see with those addictions is that you're just trying to escape from reality.
Mm-hmm.
Well, use your imagination to escape from it, but use it as a passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, create stuff, do stuff.
Right.
It doesn't always have to be like music or art. It could always be like a form of like martial arts,
Right.
or some form of like athletic thing that you do. Like that's your art form. It's
Right.
a different style. It's a physical art form. That's what I think.
It's just like dance.
Mhm.
And
Dance, too.
athletics. People had to create those games, and the games are for like
Or the
so we can have fun and stuff. And
or the
camaraderie.
finesse. Yeah, the finesse to be able to do the certain things that these athletes are able to do now.
Yeah, it's
like-
artistic. The fighting and shit. The being able to juke when you're playing soccer, and
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta be creative.
Mm-hmm. That's your. Fuck! I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, and I think what's crazy is I think social media and certain things right now are trying to take away that imagination and creativity.
Because I think it's trying to distract kids.
Well,
It dulls
Distract
them.
them.
Oh, yeah, ever since in schools, you've noticed that many schools had to drop music programs, art programs. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's always the poor school
Yeah.
too. It's like the schools that have more funding,
yes.
they have all the extra stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then the ones that are like, that the kids actually need extra help,
Mhm.
they don't get it. It's taken from them. It's fucking evil.
And so, because I think imagination keeps you young, and it keeps
Yeah.
imagination keeps you from getting like basically brainwashed, which is why they try to take these programs out of school so that they can easily brainwash these kids.
Right, because you just accept
Exactly.
the information that's given to you as without question.
Yes.
And that takes away imagination.
Yes. It's
Right.
like imagine living in George Orwell's 1984. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
I gotta read that book probably.
Yeah, you know.
No.
In my opinion, that is one of the most depressing books of all time. You from what you've heard, I
already know the story.
I can explain it to you if you want.
Without
Reading
reading.
that book, after I was done, I was like, wow, this was really depressing.
Mm-hmm.
I did not enjoy reading that at all. I thought there was gonna be some plot twist at the end where it ended up happy. No, book is just depressing.
Was it Animal Farm depressing too?
Oh, Animal Farm is so good.
Is it? Supposedly it's banned from schools.
Oh my God.
Some
Oh,
schools.
wait, and I'll tell you. And
I know it has like an undertone of
Yes, how the system is.
Yeah.
I want you to read that book. I'll even send you an audio thing if you need. But I want you, I want you, and we'll talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Because that is a good book.
It's short too. I had it and then I sold it.
Yeah, it's not that big. Yeah, but it's great.
Yeah, that dude's every writer.
George Orwell, yeah,
has to
imagination,
be
not the butthole. You
imagination,
know what I'm saying? But
What causes imagination?
what causes imagination?
Sometimes the people who come from a lot of strife have more imagination and create greater things.
Oh, I hate to say it, but because their bad situations force them to create some kind of like,
a better thing, a cooler
space in
thing.
their head that they could go to
Yeah.
to not be in a bad situation. You know, like that's probably why Romo plays some video games, because ever since he was a kid, he's been so like living in a fear state that he just that he would play video games to be in another world, to not have to pretend that I. Have
Well,
to
video games are fun and cool.
I got to deal with problems with my family. My brother's a crackhead. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like without even realizing that but that could also be a therapy method, probably.
Yeah, it
like
became therapy.
he
It
needed
became
it.
therapy. That's what it does. If you escape,
Right.
you become therapy. You know what I'm saying?
It's better than drugs. It's better than being in the
I like
streets
writing
and shit.
better.
Well, yeah. But if you're gonna on the scale, now you've evolved, so you don't have to do that. You realize that you.
Because I was still getting frustrated playing video games too, so I learned how to just be more creative with my mind. And I just write poetry and different things like that.
Right.
Write my thoughts out. Different theories I have about the world or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever I'm doing on my free time.
Yeah, me being on this current journey I'm on, being off of porn, I've had to exercise my creativity, like, to the point where, like, I'm like, okay, so I'll read for a little while, and then, especially since I'm on vacation right now.
Yeah.
So I'll read for a little while, and then
Shout
I'm
out
like,
to teachers.
yeah, and for sure, and sometimes I'll draw for a little bit, and then I'll like work on videos. I was thinking about ideas, just anything I could do like creatively to keep me distracted from the addiction. Fucking 20-year addiction, bro. I still can't. I feel like I was in a fog.
Same as you, bro. And see, I'm telling you, bro. I'm not one to judge, which is why, like, I don't stress how much I wanted to put y'all out of that. But you know what? Like, I'm glad you came to on your own. That's the best way.
It's really the only way.
I did not want an old man that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you should know better. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man.
I wouldn't have listened probably.
Exactly. Just like.
We all gotta do shit on our own, bro. But I mean, there's a time. Everybody's on their own journey. I have to be imaginative because to not compare myself to other people my age that have their shit together. Like my mom's boyfriend.
Don't compare, remember. Okay?
Well, I gotta compare myself to my past self.
Yeah.
Be better than my previous self. That's the only person I can compare
thing that matters.
Right, but I gotta use my imagination also to, cause I don't want to.
I want you. Oh, can I get you?
Yeah, go ahead.
When you die, you don't want to look back and say, "Oh, I spent so much time wanting to be like this, like that," instead of just being my fucking self.
Right.
You know that's a waste of life.
Right.
You're not living life trying to be somebody else. Your life is individual to you. Your experience is individual to you. You gotta live life your way.
Right.
Don't stop trying to be somebody else.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's kind of what Soul's about. That movie I want you to watch.
You seen that one? Soul?
No, I have not seen that. I want to watch it.
Need to.
That's our homework. We're gonna watch it.
Sounds like a good one.
For next time. We can talk about it.
We should write this shit down. We got
Soul?
like 3 movies. There's The Soul, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
What's another one? Doctor Strange, Thor.
You know what? You can stop. We can do it and stop right there.
Bob's Burgers.
See, Imagination.
Imagination also, that's what I was gonna say. Thank you. It's living in this society. It can, because of the way certain things are designed. Things are designed to make people depressed and stressed, and we don't want to be like in a cubicle all our lives and be miserable. We don't want that kind of life anymore. That in the past, and we're not even. It's even harder now to sustain that. But it's not like how previous generations were like they were cool working in a factory their whole life, and which is not a bad thing. But I mean, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
I guess I don't. I'm afraid of. What am I supposed to be doing? Like, am I supposed to go to school and become a teacher and that's my path? Or is...
I'm telling you, bro, watch Soul. It'll inspire you.
Really?
Yes, everything you're asking right now, it's like I saw Soul tell you this shit.
Yeah.
You too, fucker. Thanks.
And I'm like, I set myself back. Like
we can watch it right now.
I have a late starting time, but it's better to start late than never. Sorry,
it's all good, bro. It's podcast.
Since I'm 33, I feel like, man, it's late for me to start making these changes. Like, but it's better late than never.
Hell no, it's never too late. You limit yourself when you think that kind of shit.
Right.
It's never too late.
Right.
It's never too late.
Do I need to tell you the KFC story?
Oh, don't say no. Say no.
No.
Anyhow.
Does that have to do with creativity?
Well,
what is it?
I'll put it to you.
Imagination?
He made that crispy chicken recipe at the age of 50, 60 years old. After failing his entire life. I ain't gonna go deep with it, but that's...
Oh, bet. No, I'm glad you told me that. That's dope.
Okay, I like that.
That's
Summarization. He's getting good at this. So. Alright, but... Yeah.
He did... I'm just kidding.
So, but anyway, but it also like, okay, so I know that it's... Imagination also makes it possible for hope, and then makes it possible for like this dream life that's possible. Like my dream life is to have live off the podcast. Yes, you know what I mean, and have fun with love.
Well, the crazy thing is that whatever you imagine, you can make it into reality. But the question's always going to be to yourself: is how much work are you going to put into it?
And it's also got to be I got to be realistic. So I got to have my job. And,
even when people are trying to laugh at you, it's like whatever's in your head that you're trying to create, try to create it and not be afraid of what other people think. If it's possible to happen and be realistic, like you said, be realistic about it.
Right.
Like it's realistically a possible thing to do, then why not? Most people don't believe that we went to the moon or whatever, but that's a thought that somebody had, that we can be able to create a rocket to go to the moon or be able to explore beyond that.
Oh man, even going into the ocean.
Even then,
Yeah.
creating a boat or creating
The submarines.
something stronger to be able to go across from Europe to the Americas, that's a venture in and of itself.
Necessity breeds, imagination sometimes. Sometimes because you gotta figure something out, you're gonna figure
The
it
Vikings,
out.
they make better ships so they can go farther.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so but when you say that stuff earlier, like you said earlier, that I know what you're doing myself. I'm 33. Don't look at you. Gotta look at it like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be for my development right now. You know what I'm saying? And then think of ways that let's start from there. Do not start from I need to catch up, or I'm behind, or I haven't done shit.
Right.
Look at it from perspective of where I'm at right now is exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
And then go from there. And then you can start figuring
It's only up from here.
Yes.
Yes.
You want to look at I need to do some editing. Look in the mirror and say I'm perfect as I am right now. I could always improve, of course, but I'm happy with what I see because it's what's supposed to be there right now. Now I can improve it. I can edit it if need be, but I'm not gonna stress out about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm how I need to be right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's sometimes I get it. It's easier said than done, but that's the best way to look at things because if you live in the past, when you're thinking about those things, you're stressing out about the future. You know what I'm saying? You're not.
Right. What's the important is the right here, right now.
Yeah. Because why? Because what? Because why?
Because the present is a gift.
That's right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many minutes is that? Man?
That's
17.
You wanna keep
But
going? Oh, okay. Yes, keep going.
no, I was gonna say what you were saying. You got to be able to say the last part again. I was losing it as I was saying it.
I mean, that is a hot 16. That was a deep 16.
What's the last thing we just said right now?
Damn.
Oh, the present thing, right?
The present is a gift.
So quit thinking about how you haven't done anything.
The future, the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
You're exactly
when
where
you
you're
look
supposed
at
to
your
be.
nose,
Things are
nah,
how you're supposed to be.
okay.
because when you say look yourself in the mirror and be positive about it, but always say I can do better tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I may not be who I want to be now, but I will be tomorrow. I'm always going to be working towards something the next day.
Based on what I'm gonna do today.
It's kind of in the sense of helping yourself of saying well, in both ways. Saying, okay, I'm not evil and I'm not bad. I mean, I'm not bad, but I'm not where I want to be. I'm not perfect, but I can always strive to be it. I can always keep working, not to be perfect, but to always looking for the imperfections that I can keep working on. Always being finding that balance of who you are.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's what took me a while to kind of to be able to look myself in the mirror with my addiction or whatever.
Right.
And once I was able to do that and look past all the ugliness and see that beauty that was within me, that's when I started, understanding okay, I can see it. I just got to keep working on myself until I get there.
Right.
I know it's there. I'll just keep going until it finally shines out or whenever all the layers are gone.
Like when they in ancient Rome, when they would make the statues, it was just a marble slab.
Yeah.
And it was there. They just had to get it out of there.
Yeah, it's in my own head of a picture that I think I am, and I'm gonna keep working on myself to fully be who I am. Work even if I run into something that's like anger or something, or balancing that. You know what I'm saying?
The way you said that about the sculpture, for example, I try to see the potential in people. Like in Romo, I don't just see this adorable little cute guy with the hard attitude. I see what could one day be a leader, a great protector. You know what I'm saying? A straight up man. You know what I'm saying? A man who has
capital M.
Yeah, good morals, all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what we all got striving to be.
But that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? He has to see it too.
Mm-hmm.
And he has to be the one. We can't sculpt it. He can sculpt it.
Well, he's currently sculpting.
Yes, of course. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
matter if the whole world sees the best in you, the potential in you. If you don't see it, it's not there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like what you said about the statue. How it's a piece of rock, but it's what that guy saw was a masterpiece under there.
Right. He had to find it. He had to look for it, fix it,
and
make it.
Because what I have to accept, even though I don't sometimes in my life I don't like it, but that's what God pointed me to be was I always inspire the people.
Right.
You know, where I looked at as just being normal or just doing what I
Just doing
consider
you.
normal, just doing me.
Yeah, I had the same.
Yeah, people look at me like.
Without
man,
realizing it sometimes.
Yeah, and I realizing that it's different. Like the workouts I do sometimes, or the drive I have doing them sometimes. Yeah, it can be my own. It's a double-edged sword. It can be my downfall too if I'm not careful with it.
I think sometimes God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, uses us sometimes to inspire others and uses others to inspire us.
Yes.
And we're constantly, because we're all connected. So I think we all want each other to be the best that we can be. Really,
We should.
we should. That's the natural. I mean, I guess I do find I catch it now because, like, for instance, my cousin was telling me about this dude that we used to know, and I kind of like looked at him as like sleazy, and he like winked at my girl at the time, and I was like, so I wrote him off. But now that dude's married, and he's has a house and stuff. So I'm like, well, tell me what's wrong with him so I can feel better about myself because but that's not the right way to think.
Of course not. He's got his own problems too.
Exactly. Then he told me the problem.
Yes.
So I'm like,
See, there you go.
Everybody has their own story and their own journey, and but I should be happy for him for what that he has settled on one person because he used to be kind of a player, I guess. And
you got it. You wish him well, move on.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
For sure.
Wish him well.
You waste time by just trying to hate on other people.
The energy,
that's what
that
the
bad
social
energy
media
is
and
bad.
shit, yeah.
Yes, you waste it. It's like trying to give someone else's poison that you giving yourself.
Like you can drink your own poison.
I just created
bro.
a poison and I'm dosing myself.
Yeah.
That's what bad feelings like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
for
you're
sure.
thinking you're hurting them somehow. No, they don't give a fuck.
No, because they don't.
Damn.
Yeah,
They definitely don't give a shit.
right. For sure.
Yay!
That's 22 minutes.
Yeah, that's a solid 22,
Yeah.
man. That's a good ass.
On
fucking-
122.
On imagination.
I'm
Use your
not saying that
imagination
again.
and make it in your head. Yeah, I can make it an hour.
Yeah, you can make it into reality, bro.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yo.